A few days later, my boss calls me and says that he feels that it is fair that I pay 20% of my new salary as a conversion fee to his company.
That is $9 per hour. So why bother? Why? Panda Express down the street pays $17 an hour.
Okay, so we're starting to wrap up 2024 with just another classic video that I hope I won't be able to make in 2025, but I'm just going to be honest, it doesn't really seem like it's getting much better. But today we're going to be taking a look at some crazy job listings, demands, experiences from different people in the market, because it honestly seems like never-ending content, and with all the numbers that get thrown out and then revised, everybody's experiences seem to just be getting worse. So we have a lot of different clips, a lot of different screenshots, along with some of your comments from previous videos with your experiences. So if you want to be featured in a future video, leave your comments down below. But we're just going to start off with something that is all too common for anybody trying to apply for jobs now.
You know, no one wants to work anymore. No one wants to work. Well, maybe this is why, Steve. Look at this job posting. Okay, I'm blocking the salary for a minute. E-learning, media designer, web designer. Also, it's a temporary position, whatever that means. This job is a full-on designer and developer. You're creating all the images, graphics, 3D assets. You're also coding in HTML and CSS, so you have to be a proficient coder. They want a bachelor's degree, 4 to 6 years of experience, all of these skills and expertise in all these programs, and they're offering $20,000. That is $9 per hour. So why bother? Why? Panda Express down the street pays $17 an hour. So I would rather work there for double that salary.
I do also like that they do have temporary in parentheses with the title. So that means if for some reason you were going to do all of that work for that company for that little amount of money, it most likely won't even be a yearly salary. As soon as you're done doing whatever they needed, they will probably can you. So you won't even get that $20,000. We have a comment from one of you guys. My little brother passed away and my manager texted me the next day and said, "Do you still have family stuff going on?" I quit on the spot. And you wonder why company loyalty has basically gone out the window for the younger generations. Unfortunately, this isn't a one-off occurrence as well. I had it in my previous video of somebody having the exact same experience with a relative passing away, and there were many comments on that video similar to this with family members dying and the places they work for just not really caring. But while you're supposed to have undying loyalty enough to not really care about family members passing away, you still have to work for way less than you're actually worth just to be able to apply for these jobs. You start seeing questions like this. Is work the #1 priority in your life right now for the next 3 years? So right off the bat, you're supposed to eat, sleep, and breathe for the company you're applying to for the next 1,000 days. And that doesn't include the weekends off, because the next question, are you okay to work 6 days with 1 day work from home with zeal? I did not know what that meant, so I had to end up looking it up, and the definition is great energy or enthusiasm in pursuit of a cause or of an objective. That's probably why they use zeal instead of that kind of phrasing in this question. But do you have the zeal to make important things happen even if it's a Sunday? So that turns into you are working every single day for the next 1,000 days. That seems like fun. Now, another thing we've seen in the tuition videos and the job market in general is that 5+ years ago, CS degrees were the next holy grail of degrees. You know, it was the easy mode. You're just instantly going to be making 6 figures plus. And when everybody was told to be a CS major and went into college, now it's completely oversaturated. We have a Reddit post here. This is what CS majors have to do. And if you look at it, it's just completely lying on their resume. At this point, make up one fake company of a family friend with a fake position. Nobody cares you're applying for a level 1 position, not the CEO. You could lie about everything. Certificates, college degrees, been there, same. Make up a company with fake LinkedIn accounts and make the company around a project I've done. And still haven't been caught in a single interview. I just talk about my work there. Because if you've seen anything about CS degrees on TikTok, it is just cooked. Imagine being promised you could have a nice cushy job where you could wear a suit and nice clothes, and it turns into having to run and sprint, competing against literally hundreds of people that look exactly like you to get a couple jobs at a tech firm simultaneously as tech jobs are dying. Some of the comments from this video just to get replaced by AI, 111,000 likes. Oh, that's brutal. The CS job market is done, didn't they know? But say if you just got out of college now or a year ago, taking 4 years to get this degree, and you basically missed the entire ride of people making tons of money, because the only ones that are still really surviving are the experts with a lot of years of experience. So these 20, 21, 22-year-old kids are going to get dirt cheap jobs if they could even find one. Crazy to think that just 3 or 4 years ago, this was a top tier job. There you go. We have another comment from one of you guys. Once I saw a job offer for entry-level painting. No experience, no problem. They'll teach you 21 to 24 an hour. I applied and got an interview. 2 days later, they changed it. Sent out an email stating they're looking for 1 to 3 years of experience and now $15 an hour. Still went to the interview just for the kicks and asked them about that email. Then got the, yeah, we changed it for more experienced personnel. Did you bring a resume? I said no and just wanted to waste their time because they wasted mine. And I mean, it just keeps going on. A laundry associate at the club at Big Bear Resort. So just from the name, I'm guessing it's some sort of water resort, maybe spa, something like that. But a majority of the laundry is just going to be towels, I'm guessing. I mean, it could be people's clothes, whatever. It's not like it's that much harder. $16 to $18 an hour for this, and apparently you need an associate's degree to wash clothes. This screenshot isn't related to the clothes, but who should not apply? This job is not for somebody who can't catch up with a high-paced training program. Right off the bat, huge red flag. Struggles with multitasking and organization. That also turns into they're probably understaffed, so you're gonna have to be doing 2 people's work at least. This job's not for somebody looking for a part-time or 9-to-5 job, so you're going to be overworked 24/7. Not for somebody uncomfortable with technology, struggles with collaborative teamwork, cannot walk into a business and connect with the people working there, cannot meet strict deadlines, who dislikes creative work, not driven to push the boundaries, all for $50,000 to $58,000 a year. I like how every company could just be boiled down to they want an absolute superstar, but they want to pay like entry-level college salaries right now. I mean, not even that. If you're in a city area with $50,000 a year, you could barely survive, as we've seen the cost of living just go through the roof. It's just unbelievable.
I recently told my boss that I am looking for a new job and that I would be leaving his company within 4 weeks. When I had a few offers, I met with the boss and discussed them with him, especially since one of the offers is a current client. He said that he wishes me well and that he will waive to the non-compete clause, as the client is not changing any services with his company. A few days later, my boss calls me and says that he feels that it is fair that I pay 20% of my new salary as a conversion fee to his company. What? He said that it was because of him that I was able to interact with the company, and most recruiters charge 20% of the new salary as a fee. Oh my God. I mean, firstly, you're not a recruiter. But secondly, you didn't do the recruitment. They got the job and all you did was ask him if he would waive the non-compete, which is like a really reasonable request and a really common thing in business. Like, he's asked for 20% of your salary as a conversion fee to the company. Like, the candidate doesn't pay the recruitment fee. The company does. So if he really wants it, ask them. That is just so weird and odd. Like, what is his problem?
So you can see how ridiculous some of these stories are. Now, I don't know between each lines of work. I have heard that it is kind of difficult to uphold a non-compete if you do go to other companies. Now, maybe if you're like a C-suite employee, like really, really high up there, you probably wouldn't be able to if you signed a whole bunch of documents. But I have heard that even if you did sign all that stuff, going to court would just be a huge pain for the company you left. So I think a lot of it is just trying to scare other people or keep them in the job because they think that, you know, they won't be able to work for a similar company for a year. How am I going to survive? And just another screenshot here of when you have company loyalty. Man got laid off after 38 years of lifetime service via email. In unexpected news, I got let go from GM at 5:07 this morning via email, along with, I hear unofficially, about 1,000 people. I wonder what I should do next. And I do know that the job market is tough for almost any age right now. It's not just the kids getting coming out of college who have a worthless degree now, or it's so oversaturated that it's impossible to find a job. Companies only really want to hire younger people because generally older people have more experience and will get better wages. So if you get laid off like this guy with almost 40 years worth of experience, virtually an entire life working at the same job, same company, most likely pretty solid pay, how are you going to find something similar? You're basically screwed. We have another comment from one of you guys. My ex was a nanny. She worked 12-hour days for $70 a day. But they expected her to clean, do laundry, dishes, and so much more. It was insane. They tried to pay her less. I think it was $50 a day, and she quit a few months later. They begged her to come back, but still at the lower rate. Not a hard decision to make. And I think it is very interesting, the complete polar opposites with somebody who's a housekeeper or a nanny taking care of the kids and then daycares. Because in my previous video, we looked at a lot of different Facebook posts who wanted somebody to virtually raise their children in their house for them. And we were talking about the ridiculous $70 a day, taking them to and from school, practice, cooking, cleaning, everything. And people just thought it was okay to put that up on Facebook for all to see. Like it was just a normal thing to be paying way below minimum wage. And then you see daycare prices now. It takes months for your kid to maybe possibly be able to get in. And we're seeing these daycares costing thousands and thousands a month to take care of the kids for just a few hours of the day. It's just insane to see how different the pricing is to me.
If you're not making as much money as you want, it's your fault. If you don't have the results you want in your life and your business, if you're overweight...
I came across a really toxic job posting that his company posted. Sales representative at Healthpreneur. Scalable coaching businesses, and we're looking for our next rock star. But if you're looking for a cushy job with tons of time off, healthcare benefits, ping pong tables, and the ability to switch off when you leave the office, this isn't for you. If you get overwhelmed easily and your life is a mess, this isn't for you. If you strive to do the bare minimum or think that simply getting tasks done is doing a great job, this isn't for you. Working at Healthpreneur requires you to be a winner, not a whiner. Requires you to go above and beyond, not because you have to, but because you want to. It's who you are. We're looking for high performers who are so effective that they can do the work of 2 people without breaking a sweat. This isn't a place for you if you are looking for a job, but rather a fulfilling career where you can grow to your fullest potential. Now, here's where it gets really bad. If you're selected to work with us, you're not accepting a 9-to-5 punch-in, punch-out job. We are certainly not a company where you'd expect to completely disconnect every weekend, especially if clients or team members are counting on you to keep the ball rolling. Although we encourage setting boundaries and creating space to relax and recharge, when you love what you do, you don't need to escape from work. Doing work you love feels like a vacation, and when you do have some time off, you think about you think about your work because you're obsessed with it in a healthy way. Again, this isn't a job, this is a passion. Unreal.
I do find it very interesting when you see these companies doing let's try to connect with the younger generation, try to be relatable, and having TikToks and social media accounts doing this, that they think that they're still going to get away with just severely underpaying. I mean, it's the same almost cookie cutter, but with different words, the going above and beyond and working all hours of the day and most likely not having great pay or compensating for the amount of time you're going to put in. And it's just another way to try to bring people into just a toxic place to work. And I think this comment really does nail it on the head. Issue is very simple. Companies want experience of a 50-year-old, the drive of a 30-year-old, and the wage of a 20-year-old. And for quite a while now, they've had all the power because there are so many people desperate for a job. I haven't really covered it on this channel, but you've probably seen videos of different creators or just news talking about it. There are more and more people just giving up and checking out of the job market in general. Way more people are quitting or just not looking for a job at all, completely giving up hope. And I don't know how many people need to do that to have the balance shift over to not finding enough people to work for these companies to keep it afloat, and then the job market would end up getting better. I'm not trying to give you a time frame or saying what's right or wrong. I'm just very glad that I am not a part of this. But because we're in times where the job market seems to be heavily heavily in the company's favor. Others have used this to start scamming, primarily on applications online, which is virtually how you get a job now. Nobody's going up with their resume and shaking somebody's hand and giving them a piece of paper. And scammers have used this to their advantage. Here is one of them right now. It's just a normal data entry job, remote, of course. You don't have to do anything part-time, but apparently it's $85 to $90 an hour. You're not going to be getting paid like $150,000 a year for data entry remote, because when you start looking at the description, red flags are all over the place. Due to the high volume of fraudulent activity we encounter in recruitment, our team seeks to verify the legitimacy of every candidate, so they end up turning you to a place called creditscore.com. Apparently they want everybody to run their credit score that could possibly be less than $1 to you, unlike other places in parentheses. And then once you submit all the information needed, they are going to show you your own personal report. Please print it out and save it for the online meeting, but should you have a lower than expected credit rating, it will not prevent you from gaining a position with us. Then why would you need it in the first place? We don't need to know your score. So what this ends up being is just some way to get a whole bunch of people to spend even like $1 on creditscore.com to run their credit. The website and the company that runs it gets money from hundreds, if not thousands, of desperate people trying to find a job, and then nothing else will happen. Everything will get ghosted. They'll probably pull the page down, switch up the type of job, and pull it up again just to try to get free money from people. And honestly, I bet it works because people are so desperate. There's a lot of screenshots I've seen like this online that'll show you all the applications, the yes and no that you'll get from each stage of the job interview. This is one has 1,100 applications. Immediately, no answer to 1,000 of them. 92 said that they were right off the bat not doing anything. Only 6 interviews, down to a possible pending and second place after 1,100 applications. So if you're somebody who's like this user, I bet you could give your data and information to a whole bunch of scam applications for free, because it's just a mass scattershot to just hopefully find a job. Because out of over 1,000 applications, they possibly have 2 jobs lined up. That's it.
If anyone's interested in the current state of the job market, let me explain to you a little social interaction I had yesterday. A recruiter reached out to me with a role that was helping a small company manage their Instagram and their TikTok account. And we went over all of my qualifications and all of those things. And then she explained to me the salary band. And for those of you who don't know what a salary band is, it's kind of like the minimum and the maximum that a recruiter can promise a new hire or a new applicant, or like where your salary will fall within depending on a variety of things. Now, the lower end of the salary band was basically what I currently make, and the upper end was $20K more. And when I told her that I would need to be on the upper end of that salary band in order to make the move, she explained to me, well, that wouldn't happen. And I was like, why? And she's like, well, we would need someone with 15 years of experience in Instagram and TikTok in order for them to get the upper end of that salary band. And I responded, 15 years of Instagram and TikTok. And she said, yes. And I said, okay, well, I do not think that I am the right person for you because I do not have that amount of experience, and best of luck to you. And we hung up and it was cordial. They are not going to find anyone with that amount of experience because Instagram is 14 years old and TikTok is 8 years old. So those people don't exist. So classically, everyone wants everything and the impossible on a shoestring budget, and never forget that.
And I mean, if you're looking for a job right now and they have any sort of minimum, maximum, the salary band, you should just honestly know you're going to get the bare minimum that the application says you're going to make. They just have the maximum there for basically just the psychological, like say if it's a $50,000 to $100,000 a year, in your mind, you could think that, oh, I'm going to be making $100,000 maybe, but there's no chance. You're always going to be starting out at $50,000. And there could even be a good chance that your type of job couldn't even grow to the maximum that they were showing on the application. Now, another thing that I've started to see is just blatantly trying to find foreign people to get very, very cheap labor. Because this is what they've been trying to do in the US for years, even with people being very overqualified. Everybody's got a degree now, but companies want higher and higher profits, and it's much easier when you go to China or or India and have the US dollar conversion, and people will actually spend the entire day working for a few bucks. Now companies are getting so bold with their applications that they are straight up just not allowing US citizens to work for a US company. We are only considering direct candidates who are eligible to work on our company W-2, no C2C, H-1B transfer candidates only, and that means only foreign people. You're not allowed to work for this company if you live in the US, and there are more. If you live in the US, please don't apply. Our salary range is intended for individuals living outside of the US working on a 1099 full-time contract, so it's not as blatantly disrespectful when they lowball somebody from the other side of the country. And of course, that's been happening for quite a while with immigration and a whole bunch of people who are working here illegally, but now it's just completely out in the open with job applications online. Here we have another one, $688 US a month. This position is intended for a non-United States hire. Please do not apply if you're based in the US, because then they could get somebody for less than $1,000 a month with a full-time job. Basically unheard of if you're doing it here in the States anywhere. Another comment from one of you guys, I get Indeed emails a few times a week and they all pay $10 less than my job and ask for more requirements sometimes. I'm grateful I don't have to deal with this. I feel bad for everyone starting out their careers. I've already said in this video how I'm just glad that I do stuff for myself. I was never somebody who really liked to work for other people in general, but 5-10 years ago, you got a way better deal working at a normal corporate office or wherever than you are right now. It's just embarrassing.
Property manager, 16 an hour? Are you fucking kidding me, man? Go fuck yourself. You want all this for 16 an hour? Dude, get a fucking grip, man. Are we serious? Cooked, man. It's so cooked. Get the fuck out of here. Structural bridge engineer for Flint again, $24.94 a month. Okay, dude, we're building bridges and we're paying the engineers $24.94 a month. I'm never going on that fucking bridge because you can't pay someone in this economy. You can't pay someone $24.94 a month to give a fuck. Are you kidding me? Especially when you know this guy went to school for probably architectural or some type of engineering. You could not, and this guy's just drowning in student loans. You're giving him $2,500 a month, dude. Please fuck off. That bridge is going to collapse because this guy's half asleep at work because he doesn't give a fuck about the job. Simple as that. And rightfully so. I wouldn't either. It's just insane. We're paying people that build bridges $2,500 a month. Like, dude, and then we're going to require 7 years of transportation structural design. Like, bro, come on. And 20, dude, that's going to, oh my God, I'm malfunctioning right now, dude. Like, what?
And unfortunately, which seems to be more of a common occurrence on my recent topics on this channel, we have a comment from you guys. This is worldwide too, not just a US problem. I live in Australia and there are no jobs for young graduates, not even any internships. And entry-level jobs require 3 years experience at least. Ridiculous. And my parents pressure me to find a job as soon as possible. Well, I mean right here, the screenshot up has a semi-decent pay. All you need to know is English, Korean, Vietnamese, Chinese, German, Russian, Italian, French, Arabic, Indonesian, Turkish, Hindi, Persian, Spanish, and or Portuguese, reading and writing, by the way. And then right at the bottom, the pay for this role may range from $35 an hour, which was about $70,000 a year. Is what I'm guessing is about $70,000 to $100,000 a year. For somebody that knows how to both read and write 15 different languages. Dude, you can't make this kind of stuff up, man. Here's a listing that I saw that, I mean, the price isn't ridiculous if it is an internship. I just thought it was very kind of sneaky. CocoNote Internet and Software. Never heard of the company, but they have a job application. We're looking for a Reddit expert. Ever wandered into the depths of Reddit and thought I could totally grow a brand here? Do you list memes and language in which you're fluent? Know how to promote a brand on Reddit without sparking anger in Neckbeard Nation. Wow. You'll be our in-house Reddit whisperer, diving into threads, spark conversation, and plant the seeds of CocoNote in all the right places. CocoNut, CocoNote, whatever it is. So if you aren't tired of advertising being in every facet of your life, even on the message boards, they have people getting paid to try to advertise to you. And for $15 to $20 an hour. Great.
Job type, internship, required experience, 3 years of video production, editing, and videography. Translation, looking for a qualified professional to not pay. One of my favorite writers put together this compilation of outrageous job postings, and it is both hilarious and also extremely upsetting. Like, look at this other one here. Expert financial writer for 10 to 50 cents an hour. Where? What century are we paying people? I don't even know how you can call that a salary. Like, look at some of these. This one is not for anyone who wants stability, or a well-paying job, or being provided with any kind of consistent direction and mentorship. What possible reason does this person have for thinking anyone would want to do that job? Senior front-end developer, $8 to $15 an hour. What a joke. Actually, it's even worse down here. It says $10 an hour. For anybody who's not in the know, that's like $20,000 a year. I would argue that since this job title has existed, like since the technology and the role have existed, I bet that there was never a time when you could pay somebody $20,000 a year for this job. There are so many of these. This one wants 20 years of experience for $18 to $22 an hour. Master's degree for $15.29 an hour. This one wants you to do 4 to 6 weeks of training unpaid. And to top it off, they wrote it in the most condescending way they could possibly think of. This one says that the person is required to pay $500 a week to work there. Here's another real gem. We do not offer health insurance. Just not going to happen. If you're a person that requires health, do not apply. Honestly, this whole thing made me laugh, but also cry. And the tip I provided for anybody who doesn't want to put out an incredibly embarrassing job posting is to do your research, know what the role is, know what it should be paid. And if you are unable to do that, you can't find anything similar out there in the job market, it's not because you're special. It's because you're disorganized.
Okay, well, let me know what you guys think, any of your experiences in the comments down below. That's all I got for you guys today. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll talk to you guys later.